Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your cleaning business to six figures and beyond. Pow! So these are the 3 moves that I made to go from making a little bit of money, very, very low wages, to making well over 6 figures and beyond. Pow! So if this video really strikes a chord with you, where you're working, you're making minimum wage, or you may just be fed up with that job, you're not even making 75K or 70,000K a year, but still you have no freedom and you do not get a chance to decide when, where, and how. If that sounds good, then stay with me in this video because I'm going to share you with the 3 things that I did. Ready? Let's go. The first thing was I had to actually commit to wanting to invest in what it would take for me to be able to get to 6 figures in my cleaning business. So I wanted a business that I knew was going to make money. I knew that the cleaning industry was an $82 billion industry. I knew I could do it whether residential, I could do commercial, I could do government. All of those were really great. And I knew that I did not have to decide right then. So if you're thinking you've got to decide all that right then, just know that the first thing is you want to choose the cleaning industry. So once I chose the cleaning industry, I knew that I was able to make the money. Now, previous generations made money by having to have capital. You had to have a lot of money. Henry Ford, people like that, they had a lot of capital. A lot of us do not have access to capital. Let's be real, we don't. So what do we have access to? We have access to other people. We can leverage other people to do the work that we're not able to do. So that means we're not doing what? We're not selling our time for money. So number 1, I knew that I was in an industry that made me great money. That was the first thing I had to do. I was still working a 9 to 5 in Orlando, Florida. So what was the second thing I had to do? I had to quit my job. Now, that might sound like, oh my goodness, but the first thing I did was I made sure I had a budget. I knew exactly how much I needed to make. I continued to work the job until I'd saved enough or I had enough on my credit card, but I was determined. I set a date. I was going to be out of there in a year. Now that's me. I'm one of those people that's willing to take a risk in order to get to where I want to go. So once I did that, I wrote it on my calendar in ink, no backing back. This was it, something I knew. Once I went ahead and I decided that I was going to quit my job, I then found another part-time job that was going to cover the basics, but it was going to put me up against the wall where I had skin in the game and I knew that I had to do something quickly. If you're too comfortable, sometimes you won't do anything. If you're out there, that sense of I got to make this work, you will hustle more and put more energy into it than you ever would before. So the money only covered what I needed. That gave me the time. Now, you guys can do Uber. There's so many things, Dash Door. There's a lot of things, or DoorDash. There's a lot of things you can do in order to make the money that you need. And you know what you need. Only you know that. So do what you need to do, but put a date. Go ahead and commit 6 months from now, 8 months from now, but make sure you know what you need. Discuss it with your wife, husband, family, all of that before you do what you need to do. Once you do that, that's the second thing. You've drawn the line in the sand on when you're leaving. You have the date and you've got a strategy. Finding another source of income to replace that job. Try to make sure that you save enough, make that decision maybe a year out, and do your countdown, have a countdown calendar. Number 3, know that there are accounts out there that people need you to clean. Already know that. Get into figuring out where. Stop by construction companies, walk up there, have your business cards. Already know that you're going to find your first contract within 90 days or less. Draw that out, map it out, get in the car, drive around. I had someone that just said they had moved to Pensacola. What should I do as my first step? Well, if someone dropped me into a place, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to canvas, Google, Yellow Pages. I'm going to see exactly what's available. Then I'm going to put that website up and I'm going to hashtag local places. Hashtag put in where I am. So if I'm in North Carolina, Charlotte, I'm going to do hashtag cleaning business in Charlotte. So people know that's how they find you. You can do absolutely a free website, Wix, or you can go on to so many other places and put up a free website, WordPress. So when I did the third thing, which is get out there and market, inside of the third thing, I know that I'm going to be able to leverage other people who can work with me. Subcontractors are very, very good with being able to work 30 days before they get paid. Make sure they're really subcontractors, check them out. But that's going to be my third thing. And once I already know that I have the account, I really don't have to worry about pay right now because I've got some subcontractors as opposed to employees that I need to pay every 2 weeks. I have left my job, figured out what kind of money I need to make, canvassed to see where I need to go to get the account, give myself a date on when I'm gonna land my first contract, and then I'm starting to work. The whole time I'm working, I'm constantly looking for other opportunities. I'm doing an outstanding job getting all kinds of referrals and testimonies because I know that there's one other thing we can do that goes into number 4. You can absolutely sell products and services at wholesale. You'd be surprised how much money you can make selling janitorial supplies and equipment. So that's another thing that I added in addition to the actual cleaning. You can do that from anywhere. You can still work that job, but give yourself those dates, write down that strategy. And those were like 3.5 because I added the supplies and the equipment in there. But those 3 moves are what I did to go from making low wages to making well over 6 figures in my cleaning business. If I can do it all by myself, I know you can as well. So let's get started. Let's make this happen. And for those of you that want a little bit more detail, I gave you the high level, not the eye level, then make sure you visit me for my free workshop where I go into all of that, from bidding to attracting your customers, to maintaining, to retaining, to getting employees, all of that when I talk about the 3 pillars, which are attraction, acquisition, and retention. If you learn all 3 of these, you will be well into making 6 and 7 figures in your cleaning business. And you can do that in a relatively short time. Look forward to seeing you. Until next time, be safe and take care. Bye-bye.